I'm JerseyMade93. Today's video will be covering how to use the entire dribbling system in NBA 2K26. We'll be covering left stick size ups, launching correctly, unlocking faster left stick moves, how to use dribble styles correctly, and combining the left stick and right stick animations to create dynamic combos. So if you've been looking to expand your bag as well as learning more about the left stick system, this is the video that you gotta stay locked in for. This is the manual for NBA 2K26, the complete dribbling guide. This video will cover a lot, so I want to give you guys an overview of how this video will progress. We're going to start by covering some of the basics of dribbling in NBA 2K26, which will include some right stick animations and how to activate them. Then we're going into launching correctly with the left stick and some moves you can trigger with only the left stick dribbling system. After that, we'll be showing you how to create combos. Also want to clarify, the purpose of this video is for you to learn how to trigger these animations. It will mostly feature practice gym footage. I will make a crossover guide that will show you how to use these moves effectively, first to AI on Hall of Fame and online in a separate video. I don't want to waste any of your time, so let's get right into it. Let's start off with the basics of dribbling in NBA 2K26. Let's quickly cover sizing up in NBA 2K26. We'll be going over the right stick size ups first because this will help you understand how to size up with the left stick later. To size up with the right stick, you must flick the right stick towards the hand that doesn't have the basketball in it. The tempo in which you'll flick the right stick will determine how fast the animation will be. This is extremely important to remember for creating combos. When you flick the right stick in rhythm, you will chain together your size ups and it will look like one fluid animation. Flicking up in rhythm will unlock one of your signature breakdowns. Moving the right stick from side to side will unlock another version, and adding turbo while flicking up will unlock your aggressive breakdown. And holding the left stick back while flicking up on the right stick will unlock your retreating size ups. I know most of you already know how to do these moves, but I wanted to cover this because it's going to help you understand how you need to approach left stick dribbling. Remember the importance of rhythm and how the pressure you place on the analog stick affected the right stick movement. Now, to do left stick size ups, we want to feather or gently press the left stick towards the opposite hands. Different dribble styles will have different directions, but most standing size ups are triggered by pressing the left stick down and towards the right or left. Now, last year when I covered this, people were saying they were triggering jogs and walks, even though they were feathering the left stick. The reason this happens is because you are either moving the left stick too fast or triggering walk up left stick size ups that would eventually make you go towards the basket. The best way to get a feel for left stick dribbling is to slow down and try to focus on stringing two moves together and eventually add in additional animations. This will help you learn the timing as well as the direction or angle you need to move the left stick. This is why a lot of people felt like the left stick dribbling gave you random animations when the issue was you were practicing way too fast. Now, when you are triggering left stick size ups, the most important part is the rhythm, just like the right stick size ups that we talked and showed off earlier in this video. You'll need to either flick or gently press the left stick to continue the combo depending on the dribble style, as different players have different dribbling speeds. A good example of the difference in dribbling speed is LaMelo, who has faster machine dribbles, while LeBron has one of the slower dribble styles with dribble moves that are more intended to rock the defender to sleep. This doesn't mean LaMelo doesn't have animations that take more time, and it doesn't mean LeBron doesn't have some quicker dribble animations, but this is simply a demonstration in the difference in tempos for the left stick size ups. Left stick size ups can also be done on the move. We can trigger walking size ups. We need to gently move the left stick in a rhythm to maintain the size up, just like the stationary ones. These are important to master because you need to blend them for certain combos. Also, walking size ups are great for setting up fakes to the screen and you want to drive opposite or even going into your shot creator moves. So these are very useful animations. Obviously, as somebody plays closer to you, you won't be able to activate these animations. You will have to go and use something else, but for certain combinations or certain animations, you actually have to go into a walking size up. And again, I am going to be covering combos towards the end of this video. Now, I do have to talk about the passive hand switching setting. If you are someone that wants to access the left stick moves but struggle with the coordination to execute these moves, this setting lets you access some of the left stick moves when you enable it. All you have to do is move around or change the hand the basketball is in, and 2K will do it for you. You again will not be able to access all of the left stick animations, but this is useful if you just want to focus on getting to the rim. And I want to quickly clarify this. you will have access to left stick size ups, but you still need to learn how to access or unlock the other left stick moves. So you still need to learn how to dribble with the left stick. Me personally, I do not have this setting enabled because I want to have full control over my player and I want to be able to launch towards the rim as quickly as possible, because the basketball is going to change hands when you are idle. Now, when you're being guarded, it will be difficult to access these moves because when you're closely guarded, the dribbler will prioritize shielding the basketball and that will change your stance. But this is fine as 2K system was designed around using both analog sticks. So we'll initiate a right stick size up, which will then let us access our left stick moves. And here's an example. I do have 2 drills you can use to practice to get the feel for feathering the left stick. You can do this walk-up drill, which you're seeing Steph Curry do. This will help you develop the rhythm for keeping combos going by lightly flicking the left stick. Different players have different speeds for their walk-up dribble, so I would advise you to use Steph Curry for this particular drill. The second drill is this walk back dribble, which will help you to learn how to gently press the left stick. This is a universal animation. Most players have access to this. Both of these drills will definitely help improve your ability to feather or move the left stick without making your player jog or run. Once you have left stick and right stick size ups down, then it's time to focus on launching. Most players make the mistake of leaning on the old method to launch towards the rim, which is holding turbo and moving the left stick left or right. Depending on which dribbling style is equipped, as the dribble styles determine launch animations. The best speed boosting animations are sometimes not unlocked using this old way. I'm going to use 2 players to demonstrate what I'm talking about. The first is going to be James Harden. When we size up and hold turbo and launch towards the hand that has the basketball, we'll get this launch animation. As you can see, he'll trigger an automated in and out to launch, and this extra dribble may result in him getting cut off since it's an unnecessary dribble move. Now let's look at launching towards the basket with moving the left stick first and then holding turbo. As you can see, the in and out dribble move is now eliminated and he can now get to the paint faster. If you get a poor launch with this method, it's because you waited too long and you need to push the left stick at the correct time, which I will show you shortly. Now, because a lot of us are just accustomed to the old way of launching towards the rim, this might take some practice to get the timing down, but essentially you're just holding the right trigger last or holding turbo last as you move the left stick towards the rim. I mentioned that a little bit earlier, but as you can see in the top left corner, you can see I'm actually changing the basketball to the other hand, and then I'm going to move the left stick and then press turbo as the basketball is switching, and this is going to allow me to explode towards the rim. But I'm going to show you guys this works for all dribble styles and not just James Harden. The second player I'll be using is D'Angelo Russell. He isn't the quickest player, but you can see how this improves his launches towards the basket. When holding turbo and moving the left stick, he has these slow launches. Again, by moving the left stick first and then pressing turbo, you can see this greatly improves the speed at which he's attacking the basket. This works with all dribble styles, so if you wanted to experiment or use a different dribble style, you can. Just lab and get a feel for the timing and the direction on the left stick you'll have to use to get the launch that you want. Now, with that out of the way, we could also talk about some alternative ways to attack the basket. Let's cover a few more of them. Let's start with the left stick behind the back launches and behind the back wrap dribble. I'm focusing on these 2 animations because most dribble styles will have access to them. First, let's begin with the moving behind the back wraps. To trigger these animations, you'll need to quickly swing the left stick towards the opposite hand after starting a drive on an angle. So first I want you to look at the control input. So I'm going to zoom in and keep the footage in slow motion. I'm going to swing the left stick back and to the right before the launch animation completes. If you time it correctly, you'll unlock the wrap dribble. The wrap dribble might not be the fastest animation, but it's a move to use when defenders are overplaying you or they're about to cut you off. The behind the back wrap is also a great way to get into your moving fades, more left stick dribble moves, and step backs. How fast you press the left stick will determine how fast the behind the back wrap will be. Just remember to move the left stick very early after launching. If you wait too long, you'll trigger a front cross or between the legs move. Now let's look at some other variations. These are more advanced, but the first variation is the signature left stick behind the back move towards the basket. What separates this move from the wrap is these animations take you towards the rim in a straight line. It's a very similar input. The difference is the timing has to be very quick to unlock these animations. you'll also have to rotate the left stick or move the left stick in almost one motion, gently and without turbo. I just want to remind y'all this is a more advanced animation, so if you are struggling with this, just understand that it takes a lot of practice. I have been, pretty familiar with the left stick system since 2K25. If you are new to it, you're probably going to just need a little bit more practice, and that's okay. All right, so I just want to encourage you guys to just keep practicing. You're going to get it. So just as a rule of thumb, any quick or fast left stick animation that you see in this video, this is done by fully pressing the left stick at the correct time and not feathering or tapping it. If you wait too long, if you wait till the basketball is already in the hand and the animation is over, you're not going to get the fast animation or the fast launch that you want. So just please remember that when you are trying to lab. Now let's talk about another variation of a behind the back launch that you can unlock with the left stick. This is your signature left stick behind the back launch. These animations are very similar to switchbacks, but in my opinion, more explosive. To trigger these animations, instead of moving towards the rim like the previous ones, we're going to start by triggering a left stick size up and then very quickly move the left stick to the left or right. This is another more advanced animation that will require practice to get down. I also want to say, depending on the dribble style, the move that you need to trigger first, the size up, the left stick size up, might be different for different players. Like LeBron has it between the leg. Luka can trigger this from a front cross, so keep that in mind. The last left stick behind the back launch we'll cover is this new left stick snatch. This animation allows us to cancel our momentum and change directions. This move is very quick, so it's something I could definitely see being useful during the pick and roll when you want to sell the drive towards the screener on a defender that likes to cheat the screen. To trigger this animation, we want to gently press the left stick towards the hand the basketball is in, and then quickly move the left stick back towards the hand that is empty. This is an animation everyone has, so this is definitely something you will be able to access to regardless of the dribble style that you have equipped. Even though I mentioned the left stick behind the back snatch is great for the pick and roll, it does blend really well with both left stick and right stick moves, and it's a great way to change your pace. Now let's move on to left stick double moves. These are short and quick animations that you can use to either change directions on the drive, blend into a combo for a crossover or shot gather, or use it as a way to change your speed or explode to the rim, just like the behind the back snatch that we just showed. These animations are simple to trigger. It's a simple left to right on the left analog stick, which has to be done very quickly. You can also rotate or press the left stick at specific angles to unlock more double move variations, like a double front cross, a double between the legs, a between the legs behind the back, or between the legs to front cross, aka the UTEP two-step. So I want to add that you still need to be on point with your rhythm and your timing, even though you are going to be moving the left stick a little bit quicker, because you will not unlock these animations or get the explosive animations that you're looking for. Somebody like LeBron James, who's a slower dribbler, he can actually speed up his dribbling a lot when you master these animations. Again, these are animations that are done under control, but you do have to be on point. This is something that you want to use when you need to get a little bit shiftier in your combo. I also want to show you the other variation of the left stick double move animations. This version will get us moving towards the rim. As we are launching towards the rim, our second crossover will activate. To trigger these animations, you'll need to launch with the left stick and rotate the left stick quickly. Now the timing for this animation is going to be early, as you can't wait until the basketball has changed hands to then rotate the left stick. You will not trigger the second crossover. I also want to add, this is again an animation that all dribble styles will have, so you will be able to access this move with anybody. Hey, if you guys can please drop the number 3 in the comment section below, so it lets me know that you made it to this point, because I know this is a pretty long video. Thank you so much. The next set of animations we'll need to cover is the left stick hesitations and left stick in and out dribble moves. Let's start with the hesitations. Left stick hesitations can be triggered with left or right stick size up, switchbacks, or escapes. You want to gently move the left stick to the hand the basketball is in after you initiated a dribble move. So again, you want to move the left stick after you initiated a dribble move. The hesi animation you'll get will depend on the angle you're holding the left stick. You'll see the dribbler will palm or cradle the basketball, and then you can initiate a hesi crossover or launch towards the basket. The hesi will also give you more time so you can access some of the left stick animations I've shown so far in this video, like the snatch and the double moves. A new animation you can trigger this year is the standing hesi stutter. To trigger this animation, initiate a hesi dribble from a size up, but then you'll want to slowly push the left stick to the opposite hand. Now, just in case your dribble style doesn't have that animation, you can access this retreat stutter hezzy push cross. This is something that everybody has. All you have to do is simply walk backwards and then move the left stick gently to the opposite hand. So if you find it too difficult to trigger the one that I showed with James Harden, you can use this as an alternative. I want to briefly talk about signature launches. These launches have different inputs to trigger them, so it's difficult for me to cover all of them, but generally you will find signature launches when doing hezzies or double moves. Even the animations shown in this video isn't every single signature animation a player has in NBA 2K26. So I would advise you to practice with one player and get familiar with his dribble style and timing, versus trying to practice and learn all of these moves with a bunch of different players. It's going to make learning left stick dribbling way more difficult than it has to be. Now let's move on to the left stick in and out. And I want to do a quick comparison to the right stick in and outs, which is done by going up and to the left and right on the right stick. These in and outs, these animations have one speed and you practically stay in the same place. They don't really sell the fake of crossing the ball over, which is the whole purpose of doing an in and out. Now let's compare how the left stick in and outs look. To do a in and out on the left stick, you simply have to move the left stick towards the opposite hand, but then quickly move the left stick back towards the hand that you've initiated a crossover with. The speed and angle of the left stick will determine the in and out you'll trigger. To practice this, let's first trigger this left stick animation that crosses the ball over. Even with a simple movement like this, you can activate the in and out. You can also use size ups, escape dribbles, and simple left stick movement animations to trigger a in and out. The key is to simply start a left stick crossover launch and then letting go of the left stick. And I know I did speak on the angle to the left stick to some degree with the left stick in and out, but I will add that the animation that you start with will really determine what type of in and out that you get, and how quick the in and out happens is going to be based off of just how early that you try to cancel out of that crossover. Depending on your timing, you can also activate these stutter dribbles, which can also be comboed with other crossovers and shot gathers. The stutter dribble is activated when you wait until the basketball is just about to change hands, but then you let go of the left stick. I hope you guys are also noticing how the animation I'm triggering is more of this kind of like jump hesitation animation. Again, this is something that you can do after you initiate a right stick or a left stick size up, and then you hold the left stick towards the hand that the basketball is in. So if you could trigger that animation consistently, you'll have more time to do the stutter dribble. While the stutter dribble activates when you let go of the left stick too late, you can unlock a freeze dribble when you use the same in and out input on the left stick, but we want to move the left stick very early in the animation. You don't want to wait until the hand is about to turn over to move the left stick back towards the hand you started the animation with. This is a great launch animation for changing your pace, and you can of course combo it with additional left stick moves. And I would suggest we use the same type of practice drill that we use for the in and out to get this launch down. If you are trying to master these animations, always try to replicate the first animation first and then move on to the animation that you're trying to trigger. We've talked so much about launching, we now have to talk about how to slow down and stop in 2K, because that's a very important part of dribbling in basketball. These animations will include step outs, pullbacks, spin backs, flybys, and hard stops. I want to start off with some very basic ways you can stop. The first is the pump fake stop. This is an easy way to stop your momentum, let a defender fly by, and immediately rise up and shoot. This animation shouldn't be confused with simply driving and then doing a pump fake. As you can see, it's just simply stopping yourself from doing a pull-up. When you see the shooter swing the basketball, that is the correct animation. And to trigger this, you simply need to drive at a 45-degree angle or not in a completely straight line and tap square or X. So instead of driving straight towards the basket, try to take a wide angle more towards the corners, and you should be able to access this move. The key to making this move work in game is to create a driving animation and then initiate it so the defender flies by. If you try to use this move without contact, the defender will easily get back in position to contest. One thing I want to add is I recommend triggering your standing fade, because fading will decrease some of the impact of the defender who's trying to contest it, since you are fading away from him versus shooting a standstill jump shot where he has a bigger impact on the jump shot since he's closer. And to trigger the standing fade for this move, you can simply start your shot with square, X on Xbox, or using the right stick as he's swinging the basketball over. If you wait too late, you'll have to trigger the standing fade manually, which is done by pulling the right stick and left stick down. I wanted to add, using this versus a defender you have a significant height advantage over will make this shot even easier, but I know a lot of players will be apprehensive about using the pump fake stop since they're giving up their dribble. So let's look at some other ways to stop while keeping our dribble alive. Let's start with the hard stop. There are two ways you can do a hard stop. One is with the right stick and the other is with the left stick. The right stick hard stop can be done by driving towards or across the basket and pushing the right stick up while holding turbo. These are the quickest hard stops you can trigger, but the left stick has their own hard stops. To trigger these animations, simply start a drive towards the basket and let go of the left stick and turbo. Some left stick animations have enough momentum where you do not need to hold turbo and can simply let go of the left stick. The left stick hard stop is useful because they unlock some of the fastest speed boosts in your dribble style, and the left stick is just as effective when stopping to try to shoot in a pick and roll. The hard stop isn't the only way to stop using the left stick. We can trigger step out animations. Now step outs are triggered when you start a drive but then pull the left stick down but towards the hand the basketball is in. These animations will be based on the dribble style you have assigned. The step out allows you to stop your momentum and walk back out of the drive versus something like a hard stop that completely stops your momentum, which forces you to build up your speed again to launch towards the rim. The step out allows you to stay in motion, and since you don't have to build up your momentum, you'll launch towards the rim a little faster. It's also a great way to change your speed up as well as use some of the other launch animations that we've covered so far. So it's a great combo move as well. The next options we have are the snatchback dribbles. To trigger a snatchback dribble move, all we have to do is start a drive towards or across the basket, and then we want to pull the left stick in the opposite direction. Now the angle that you pull the left stick will determine the type of snatchback dribble move you'll do. I also want to clarify this because when you try to go for the snatchback is equally important. So if you have been sprinting or you completely launch towards the rim, it is going to take you a little bit longer to slow down. So you are going to have those animations that take a little bit longer. As you see right here with Steph Curry, if you do it early, you can actually activate this fumble animation, and this is something that you have to continue to get a feel for. And depending on the dribble style equipped, you'll trigger signature snatchback dribbles like LaMelo Ball's behind the back snatch. Let's look at one of the quicker snatchback dribbles, the behind the back snatch. You can trigger this by driving at an angle, not a straight line, and then quickly moving the left stick down but towards the left or right, similar to the between the legs right stick size up direction. And also I just want to add, this is an animation everyone has, so every dribble style will be able to unlock this move. You can use this for stop and go combos or go into shot creator moves like the spin jumper. Also want to add this, momentum is going to be the biggest thing that determines what type of snatchback move that you are able to trigger. If you are jogging or walking or you don't have that much speed built up, you're not going to get the quicker snatchback animations. So you need to make sure that you're launching correctly or you're attacking with enough speed to trigger the quicker animations. The main benefit to left stick snatchbacks is your ability to control the speeds of a stop and go combo. So when we do a right stick snatchback, we have a very limited window to launch out of them fast. While the left stick snatchback, the window can be extended depending on the snatchback that you trigger. Also, because we know how to do the hezzy holds and the cradles, you can also extend the time between launching and being able to combo with another move if you add that with the snatchback as well. The last animation we can use for stopping is the left stick spin back. To trigger this animation, start a drive, but we want to rotate the left stick to the opposite direction that we launch from. This animation allows us to pivot our body away from the contact and also squares us to the basket to shoot. It's a great animation for the pick and roll when defender goes over the screen or when a defender has beat you to a spot and you need to quickly change directions but he's too close. It's a great setup move as well that could be combined with your right stick and left stick animations. Okay, this portion of the video will be showing you how to build combos and use right stick and left stick animations together. We need to talk about blending because this is going to be the thing that makes a lot of these animations effective. Blending is basically chaining animations together so smoothly that they blend together and look like one animation. Blends can be shorter, so don't take these combos as the only way to blend. These are just demonstration purposes. We should learn how to blend by starting with right stick only combos first. First thing we got to do to create a combo is to look at all of our animations. From there, you'll have to experiment with which animations fit each other, as we want to have little to no hitches when we are chaining them. But for this video, we'll do some simple blends. The first one is going to use Darius Garland's escape hezzy, his aggressive breakdown, and his escape behind the back. Initiate the combo with the aggressive breakdown, but before letting it play out, we want to go into his escape hezzy and then trigger his escape behind the back, then launch towards the basket. A big part of comboing is timing, so experiment with letting certain animations play out and cutting other animations short when you are lagging or trying to make your own combos. The next example of blending is using Garland's retreat dribble with his escape tween and then go into his aggressive breakdown. Blending doesn't just stop at setups for drives towards the basket, but it also works with setting up shot creator moves. I have a complete guide on how to use shot creator moves that works in online and offline settings that will show you how to create separation and why you shouldn't be afraid to shoot contested shots. Now that was in NBA 2K25. NBA 2K26 is a much easier game to shoot in, so you should definitely still try to apply that NBA 2K25 tutorial. Now let's look at bringing left stick and right stick moves together. Let's look at this Kyrie combo when we trigger his right stick front cross size up and move the left stick towards the hand that doesn't have the basketball in. We will trigger his signature tween size up. From there, we can use the left stick to go into this behind the back launch. If we time it correctly, we should be able to do a smooth left stick combo that will allow us to launch towards the left, but then we want to pull down on the right stick for his right stick snatchback, but then immediately hold turbo on the right stick towards the left as the basketball returns to his right hand, so we could trigger his signature behind the back side step. And if you do this correctly, the blend is going to look like this. I have to add that you can break the combo at any point. We practice for learning the timing of our animations and develop some muscle memory, but in game we want to be able to adjust when we read the defender shifting out of position. With the left stick, we can unlock different counters in our combos by increasing how fast we move the left stick during our size ups. Here's an example with Kyrie. Instead of the left stick behind the back launch in the original combo, we get this snatch cross into a ball wrap. And to get that left stick snatch by Kyrie, you just simply have to move the left stick to his opposite hand as the basketball is returning to his right hand after the tween, instead of allowing him to walk out of that dribble animation as we shown earlier. Then move the left stick back to the right and we'll continue the rest of the combo as before. You should always practice your counters so you become harder for the defender to read. Now, the Garland blend was pretty simple, but they were mostly breakdowns and escape. Let's look at what happens when we add the left stick to right stick blends with a player like Steph Curry. We want to start with a right stick between the legs size up and then go into the Curry slide. Then use his escape tween to go back towards the right hand, but don't let the Curry slide complete as he hangs in the air. Move the left stick towards the left to stop his momentum, then go into another between the legs and Curry slide combo, but then we want to initiate our signature breakdown and then blend it with Curry's right stick standing step back animation. When the left stick swings him back, start a left stick launch as the step back is almost completed and then swing the left stick to the right and then to the left to trigger a double move. I wanted to break the combo down first so you can see how the left stick animations can be implemented in the middle of a combo and how it helps you change speeds while dribbling. Now with the same combo, we can also blend a shot cancel to extend the combo and add a new wrinkle to the dribble moves. And this is really how the game is meant to be played, because we're supposed to use all these animations that's at our disposal. Even something like this, just simply moving the left stick to the left after we initiate Steph Curry's aggressive breakdown, completely changes how this animation, this combo looks, because now we're implementing the left stick system with some right stick moves, and then we're able to get something that looks a little bit more dynamic compared if we were just using the right stick animations by themselves or even just the left stick animations. So again, you want to implement everything. And another way we can use the left stick with the right stick dribble moves is we can use the left stick launches to go into a new set of combo moves. So let's look at this example with Kyrie Irving. We're going to start the combo with the behind the back size up on the right stick and then push the left stick to trigger his signature left stick tween. We're going to hold the left stick after the dribble to trigger a hezzy and then go into his in and out and then a behind the back wrap into his step back. Try to trigger the step back before he can take another dribble so the combo is faster. This combo is simpler, but it's a very basic way for you to see how the left stick launches can sometimes be the best way to set up shot creator moves. Another example of how left stick launches help the speed of a combo is this example with Dame. Start with his aggressive breakdown, then we're going to trigger a tween hezzy when we move the left stick after the hang dribble from the breakdown. Then we're going to trigger a double move, and you can end the combo with a moving crossover of your choice. I also have to mention you can blend left stick animations together. This is a left stick only combo with Trey, and it takes having the rhythm down to be able to chain these moves together successfully. By blending double moves, in and outs, and hezzy, you can create dynamic and smooth left stick only combos just like this. The main piece of advice I can give you is to learn to let animations play out if you are trying to do left stick only combos. SGA's signature launch is triggered because I'm allowing the first part of the animation to play out. I'm going to gently rotate the left stick after launching and the animation triggers. There are a lot of nuances in these pro play animations. If you are just trying to move the left stick as quickly as possible, you will not be able to unlock a lot of these moves or speed boosts, as you see right here with Luka. See, by allowing him to decelerate, when I move the left stick towards the basket, I get a very quick launch. Another way to combine left and right stick moves is using right stick launches. Here is a nice example with SGA. We're going to trigger one of his signature stops with the left stick and then use his behind the back moves on the right stick to launch towards the basket. The timing is where the speed comes in and makes it explosive. Try to set up faster launches with slower moves first. The unique thing about left stick and right stick dribbling is you can mix them at any point you want, so the possibilities are almost endless. For example, just like Kyrie, SGA has a signature launch that can be triggered with a right stick crossover and then feathering the left stick towards the opposite hand. When you master triggering this animation, you can start trying to add double moves or whatever combo you could think of. As you continue to progress, then you can start challenging yourself with adding some of the more precise animations to your combos like this. So if you lab and you want to see if you have gotten a little bit better with the left stick dribbling, try to trigger this. This is the LeBron double move clip. Now this is going to be challenging with the timing, the same input for both moves, but you have to be much quicker on the second one. I hope these examples have shown you what's possible and why you need to start implementing the left and right stick into your game. I will be dropping a crossover guide that will have online footage, so please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. This video took a lot of work to make, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please come back to this video, study it. You can ask me questions. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way up until this point. Please be blessed, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of NBA 2K26. Peace.